my brother had never traveled outside of the country before, as a preface to this, and I had only traveled outside the country 2 times before, once by myself. Hey guys, it's Victoria, and thanks for coming and watching this video. Last time I talked, I think I talked a little bit about some traveling, and I also talked about going back to school. Here's an update on the school stuff. I am officially registered for classes now, and am a student again, officially, and I'm figuring everything out. But today I thought I'd tell you a bit about my trip to Europe with my brother. So the reason I'm thinking of this is because I was at Meijer today getting groceries after my class, and I was in the foreign food section and I saw that they had mini stroopwafels, and it was reminding me of when I was in Europe with my brother. So back about a year and a half ago, my brother Caleb and I left America so he could help me move to China. And so as a part of this, we decided, hey, we're gonna go try something new. So I'm gonna have all my belongings for a year. And while we're doing that, let's fly through Europe. Thinking about it now, it was about as good of an idea as it sounds right now. So we did a lot of stupid things, traveling mistakes that, looking back, I now would have never done, because it was just like, are you an idiot? Haven't you ever traveled before? What's wrong with you? And so it was just the most insane time. So Caleb was helping me move to China. It was right before the school year started, and we figured, okay, we'll go through Europe for like a week, and we'll kind of figure it out as we go along, and then we'll go to China, and he can help me settle in and stuff. And because I had a lot of stuff, and my brother's a big dude, and so he's fairly helpful when you're looking at moving things, because my brother's 6'5", and he's not a small dude. He's a farm boy, born and bred farm boy. So if you need help moving, you call my brother, because he is able to do so. He's a lot more capable of moving things than I am. So Caleb and I left from O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. We got on a flight. We went through WOW, and so there's a lot of extra baggage fees when you're carrying everything and you're flying through WOW and you have everything you need. And also, I was the one, my brother had never traveled outside of the country before, as a preface to this, and I had only traveled outside the country 2 times before, once by myself, and I was meeting up in China to see one of my friends, and that's where I got offered the job. And then the other time is I went to Thailand with a group of people from my school on a missions trip, and I was there for a month. So it's a bit different than traveling and such. But so I was the expert and my brother was the newbie, and when we got to the airport, he was trying to tell me about all these things that you should do at the airport. Oh no, we need to go here, we need to go here. I'm like, no, Caleb, we need to go this way. If you're in the airport and you're trying to figure out where to go, follow the signs and it'll tell you exactly where to go. Common sense. And so we got in our normal sibling arguments, about the basic stuff. And so we got on our flight. I ended up paying, since my brother is a big dude, I ended up paying extra so that way we would make sure that his legs would fit on long flights, because 6'5" dudes don't fit in spaces made for people that are 5'7" being tight for me. On some of the flights that we got on, it was like his knees were all the way up against his chin, it seemed like, and I felt so bad for him. But going back, we flew to Iceland, and then our plane got in late, and I was scared we were gonna miss it, but and I was legitimately running across the airport, terrified that we were gonna miss this flight. But it was a connecting flight through WOW, and we didn't even get to enjoy being in Iceland for the 5 minutes we were there, and it was so disappointing. And I really want to go back to Iceland now, but I want to go everywhere. So yeah. So we ended up flying from Chicago to Iceland, and then Iceland to London. And our plan was to hit up Europe in a week. And when I say hit up Europe in a week, I mean as many things as possible. But like normally when people do like hitting up a bunch of stops at once, they like go through a tour organization who's like doing all like the logistics and stuff. I was the logistics. And my brother was the muscle. At least that's how I imagine it as being. But it was nice because it was really free flowing. But when we got off the plane, we had to go through security and stuff and go through customs. It's my brother's first time going through customs. A special moment, special memory. And so after that, we decided that we were having to wait in line for a very long time. And then we got to the customs and the guy asked us, so where are you going to be staying? How long are you going to be here? I'm like, oh, we're just here for the day. We're going to be getting on a train this evening. And he looked at me kind of strange. So we got off the train. We got out of the airport. We got our luggage and we were hauling. I had 3 big suitcases and my brother had a suitcase, and then we each had carry-on stuff, and it was so many things. And this is important because we had so many things to keep track of, and I'll explain to that more in the future. But so we were hauling all this stuff. I am addicted to watching British YouTubers. Like almost everything, all the content I watch is like British YouTubers. So it's like I've seen like the train that goes from the airport to London, and I was like, oh my goodness, I've seen this on YouTube videos. This is so exciting. This is so cool. And so I got on the train and we started going towards London, and then we got to Victoria Station, which I thought was it was really exciting because hello, I'm Victoria. And so that was cool. So we got there, got off that. We were jet lagged because we had flown halfway around the world. And then we got really hungry because we didn't really eat. So we found a random pub. We went into and we ordered, I think I got some sort of like pie, like mushroom and chicken pie or something. It was just like too much for me to take in. And then we decided to do all of the sightseeing in one day. So we got on the metro. My brother had also never really been on public transportation, and so I was teaching him how to use public transportation. Also, when we got out of the train station, one of the things we did this entire trip is we locked our luggage in lockers, like all the big suitcases, so we didn't have to carry it everywhere. And so we just relied on basically our backpacks when we were traveling through Europe, and keeping all of the major things in the suitcases so we didn't have to carry it everywhere. So that took time to figure out how that would work. And so we got that taken care of. We got that to the right train station so we could get on our train to Belgium later that evening. So we went and got on the metro, and we saw a bunch of the main sites downtown. We got to see the Eye. We were going to stand in line and try and see it, but then the line was like super, super long and we didn't have time for that. So we walked around. We got to go see like the Tower of London. We saw Buckingham Palace. He was teaching me also how to do photography because I'm not the best at photography, and my brother like does that as a side hustle. And so because of that, it was really nice to have him teach me some stuff. I'll throw in a couple of pictures here that I took and maybe edited a little bit. So it was just a really good time. And it was nice to spend some time with my brother and have him in his element. We're both experiencing new things at the same time. And so we did this, and then we went to Buckingham Palace. And while we were at Buckingham Palace, we had a little bit of time to kill and we were just tired. So we laid down on the grass, and I think I called my mom and talked to her while we were laying down on the grass, and my brother took a nap on the grass outside Buckingham Palace. And then it just got to be like time to leave. We're like running late. And so we were stressing out, and then we ended up getting on our way to get onto the train to get to Belgium. And so we rushed, and we were at the train station, and we were looking, and I saw like the Harry Potter thing for 9 3/4. I'm trying to remember what train station it is. This is really annoying. King's Cross Station. So at King's Cross Station, I saw like the 9 3/4 platform, and I really wanted to stand in line and get my picture taken, but my brother said, no, we don't have time. And I was so still annoyed at him about it, but we really didn't have time, especially on our tight schedule. Because that night we had a reservation at an Airbnb in Brussels. So we fly in one day. We have an overnight flight on WOW Airlines from Chicago, Iceland, London, and then we get on a train. On our way to get onto the train to go to Belgium, I found like a random shop to get postcards to send back. And so I got a couple of postcards that I thought were so cute. And then we waited. We were like in a rush to get checked into our train to get to Belgium. And then it was like a hurry up and wait situation. So we got everything figured out. And then we had to wait for like an hour to get onto the train. And but there wasn't like any food options. So it just was really, really strange. But yeah, so we ended up getting on the train. We hauled all the luggage in and we're just spending some quality time together on the train. And then we got to Brussels, got out of the train station, got a taxi or an Uber, I can't remember which. And then we took that to our Airbnb. And it was the most beautiful Airbnb I think I've ever been in. And if I could, I would go back there because it was just so awesome. And yeah, I think I'll leave this story here and I'll finish up more of this later because I don't want it to be too long. This is a good story to keep on talking about later. But I promise I will get to more about these delicious Stroopel waffles in this next part of the video. So I thank you for watching, and I would love it if you would leave a comment and subscribe, and a like would be great too. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.